Hey guys, Stephen here from Heresy Academy. In this video we're going to do some of our redesigning. We're going to decide what layout we want, how we actually want it to properly look now, because as you can still see we're still using the basic buttons and for some reason I've got a loading mouse. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to do some redesigning. So I'm now going to get rid of this background object which I've mentioned a few times already. So I'm now back to the basic blank canvas, and inside the canvas we'll call this screen, because as I've said, this is basically the canvas is basically what we're working with. We're not working within this element, we're working inside here. And we've not set the actual windmill looking things. We've not done that yet either. And the reason for that is because, like I said, we're going to choose what layout we want, how we want it to look. Because at the moment, if we scale it around, everything changes, it doesn't keep size. But we'll do that. We'll properly finish that off in the next video. This video we're just sort of adding the assets and deciding what we want to do. And probably would help if I had the folder open. Let's think if I can remember where it is now, real quick. I have a business here. Okay, so inside my sprites here now, I'm going to get rid of this background object. In fact, no, I'll keep it for reference. Ignore me. So I'm going over to my folder where I've got my assets. Obviously this will be different for you depending on where your assets are. I'm going to select the assets that I want, which will be, there's going to be five fruit basket bowl box thingamabobs, background, some trees, this item here called fence, even though it's not a fence, but you know, the fresh fruit sign, oranges, the shelf, that red part, and some strawberries. The rest we don't need for now. I'm going to drag these into my sprite folder, and I'll just give it a few minutes to load them all in. Well, not minutes, but you know. And I'll basically be setting up so the scene looks very similar to the background reference image, but as I mentioned in the last video, or the one before that, we may change the sell fruit button to be the farmer itself, or the shopkeeper. I've made him to be a farmer, just because it seemed fitting with what I was making. And then we may reposition everything and decide where it all goes. As for the upgrades themselves, there is actually another sprite I forgot to put in, which we'll use for the upgrade. So once it loads these, oh no, can't do that either. Because once it loads, I'll go grab them because they're in a different folder. I've done a couple variations of this kind of game, so different assets. But yeah, so I'll talk through how we do it. What's it import, because it seems to be taking a few minutes. Well, again, not minutes, but it's going really slow for some reason. And I know that if I stop the recording, it's just going to go zoom, and then it'll be a waste of stopping and starting again. Yeah, so what we're going to do basically, we're going to add in some empty objects to the canvas. Do these sort of for each image. We'll create an empty and we'll call it images, and then we'll put our images inside there, sort of thing, using the UI element of image rather than just loading and dragging a sprite, just so we can still use the positioning of, like, use the UI canvas as our setting the scale, position, things like that. We'll repeat that for all the objects, and that will basically be the whole of the setup. So just a bit of a forewarning, I know I've probably wasted a few minutes of your time already, but if you don't want to watch how I'm setting it up and you want to skip along to the next video, I'll put in the annotation, so you can just click on like the next part, or if you watch it on the playlist, I'll just select the next video, because the next video will sort out how to decide the layout and put it so the buttons will scroll. May keep all the upgrades and the items just on one side or along the bottom, stuff like that, and have it as a, like I said, so it will scroll across rather than just like say we can only have 3 because only 3 fit. What else will we do? Then after that, once we've done that, we can do what's called, I think it's called suffix, prefix, and suffix. I don't know how it's pronounced. Suffice, not suffice. I'm not sure. Basically, where let's say the coin counter comes up to 1,000, and we want it to say 1k, or it goes up to like 1,000,000. It'll say 1m. and then you can do it again for billion. I don't know what comes after billion, to be honest. But yeah, so we'll set that up as well. So we'll add in, like I said, I think it's called the suffix, the ending, basically. Also, the coin counter itself, it won't do it just yet. But as we improve and get, let's say we got like 250 coins per second, it will just increase 250, 250. So like it'll go 250, 500, 750 sort of thing. Whereas you can change it to be sort of, we say, dynamic or smoother. So basically, it'll still increase by one, but it'll increase by one faster and faster, sort of thing, rather than jump numbers, jump figures, stuff like that. Then after that, we can set some up to say, oh, there we go, it's ready to show when the upgrades are available. I've seen a method done on this, basically using a similar layout to this video. I was checking other YouTube videos yesterday, and what they do is they change the colour of the buttons, or have basically like a slider effect to sort of, or loading effect to say, oh, once it gets all the way across, now it's available, and then the colour will change. But we won't do that. We'll do a similar concept to that, but always basically have our sprites either really transparent or invisible, and then just have them pop up when they're available, sort of thing like that. But that's enough talk now. Everything's ready, so I'm just gonna control and save. Oh yeah, so I do want to actually find as well. I'll try and talk you through. Hope I've not just opened something there. The game project, so it's also the fruit stall we're looking for. We don't want any of this stuff, do we? No. Oh, actually, no, we don't want that one. The logo farm. So we've got the bale with the box. Oh, that'll be for our start screen, won't it? This will be. Oh, I opened GIMP. Thought I clicked it. So that's the farmer there. That's a PNG. And the hay bale. We could have a money symbol, but I'll deal with that later. I'll drag in the farmer. I'll put these into a proper folder or a zip file. Because these are my own assets here, I'll be putting these, linking them up onto what's it called? Onto Patreon, because it'll be under one of the rewards to be able to access the source file, sort of thing, or the source code. That's all we need for now, really. We've got some boxes, but then we've got some other boxes there and stuff like that. But we'll do that later on if we want to use these. So this is it. This is the assets we're using. I don't really need to talk you through all of them. We'll do it as we go along. But basically, most of them will make up this image. And then we've got farmer and this hay bale. This is where I'm going to put my upgrades information rather than the button. So straight away, what you can do is, let me just see what we want to change. So we want to change all the upgrades and all the items. So on the inspector view, I'm going to go to my image here, and the source image at the moment is UI sprite. That's just a standard Unity sprite thing for UI. So I'm going to drag the hay bale that I've added in now. I'm going to do this. So you see how it changes? We'll just save that and we'll click play. I mean, we've still not sized it. We've not set its proper position and stuff like that. But this is basically what we're going for now. And then we need to make sure, as you can see, the text sort of overlaps it. Doesn't really work very well now. Like I said, all you can see is I've changed the image. But you see now the text box itself is still set to the outside of it and stuff like that. So rather than make the text really ridiculously small, because you can do it so it just sits inside like that. And I just sort of remember the size. Just for this one, I'm just going to quickly change the colour just to show you a better example to make it white. Should have it as best fit. Should we have it as best fit actually? I don't think we should. So look, I'm trying to show you this now. So you see there as well. So staff price, and then you're still missing the coin there, 5 per click sort of thing. So there's very limited amount of what it can do at the moment because of the size. So we don't need to worry too much about that. Like I said, we're not doing this we're not setting up the buttons because this isn't where they're going to go. We're not going to have the buttons up here and up here. I've just basically replicated a template I've seen that it's just the quickest way to get it set up, just to fire them scripts out to you. So yeah, like I said, so in the screen now, this is our canvas, our entire canvas. I'm going to right click and go down to UI. I'm just going to add in image. And this image here, hang on. Sorry. On the screen, I want to create an empty object first, and I'll call this images. And it doesn't particularly matter on its position because it's just going to serve as the parent. So now I'm going to right click and add in image. So I don't really need to delete that image before, but you know. And what you want to do, we've discussed ordering layer in a couple of the other two series so far. Basically, it starts from the top and works its way down on all your layers. And it works the same here in the hierarchy in the UI canvas. So you want to grab this so it's at the top of the list, which means it's at the back. It sort of renders this first, then this, then that, then that, then that, then that. So all our images are going to go behind all our buttons. Okay. So this first image is going to be my background, and here we see image script. It's got none, so it's just a white square at the moment. I'm just going to drag this in, and it doesn't work exactly yet, and you can try and scale it out and stuff like that. But we're going to go over here, and what do we want to do? We want to use this one at the bottom here. It's stretch here. It basically, this one up and down is stretching vertically. This is stretching horizontally. So you can now set its position, decide where you want it to go. We want it to stretch always, so it's like that. And then the top position. Ooh. No, my bad. Hang on. Also anchor it to be no. I seem to mess this up here somewhere. Let's drop this back. Right, this is where I set the width. Sorry, my bad. I just got a bit confused there. So keep the position at 0. The position's at 0, 0, 0. So it takes it from the middle. So now we decide how big we want it to be. So 500 be too big. 450 too big. 400 is getting there. I mean, we can probably accept 400 and then go with 250 like that. So what this is, it's just basically a sky background. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but this is now setting it. As you can see, we've not done the rectangly setting up stuff yet, but we can do. Just drag this to be the full size, drag it down as well. But you see, the issue with that is it's still scales. Sorry, I was looking at one thing there. But sorry, I keep getting distracted with looking at what we're doing. So, like I said, we'll set that up to be sorted afterwards. What we're going to do now is add in another image, and this will automatically come in behind it. So remember the size of this. I think I mentioned in the last video or one of the videos. Everything works out to be the same size. So, whoa. Why have you done this now? Excuse me a second, I just seem to have destroyed what we're doing. Okay, I'll come back to that. It's very distracting, I have to set it up. It doesn't look right. So this next image, the next order will be the bushes. So we'll drag this in, and then we'll set this to be, I think we said, no, what did we say? 400 and 250, perhaps we said that? Yeah, that's what we said. So I'll click off it, and then it will sort of mesmerize itself somehow. Oh, as well, make sure we do our stretch. Why do I do these things? So I'll go back to my background here where I've done the stretch. That's what I forgot to do then. is the Shift and Alt to do that. So it sets it up here. No, you're not playing. Oh dear me, this is not fun at all. I'm thinking perhaps I've messed something up here now. Okay. Like I said, I'll come back to that because I think something's changed in what I'm doing somewhere because it doesn't seem to like it anymore. So what I've done, I'm just basically setting this up now, just basically 4 and 2.5 on the scale object now. I'll come back to it between videos. I'm just basically showing the setup now. So adding in another image again, and this time I'm going to grab my fence. So you see it sort of doesn't work yet either. 4 and then 2.5. Do your pivot point. Make sure you do them all as you stretch, stuff like that. Change the name of this to our fence. I don't like doing this stuff when I'm just trying to quickly sort of rush it out there because I make mistakes. Add another image, and this is going to be I can't remember what it's called now. Top flat. No, what's it called? I don't know. I can't remember what the stuff is called. You know the loopy stuff from the top. You'll see what I mean. My artist called it that red thing. So I don't think she knew either. But this stuff, you know, where it's sort of the dangle bit. So the X and the Y is 2.5 and 4 and 2.5 there. So we're starting to see it come together again. Then we want to also add in another image, and this image will be our shelves. Now I do have some other objects that may be of interest if you were to set it up a different way, which are, where to put them, with transparency. These stuff here, the stalls. So I've also got a different background that I was using originally and some different apples, because basically having it set up to have like a banana sat on here and this is your money symbol and stuff like that. That was a farmer, it wasn't a very good job. But yeah, so I might introduce these a bit later on, maybe swap them around, do some upgrades, so you can upgrade the stall to look a bit different and stuff like that. And maybe that changes what price you get. So I say this is going to be the shelves. So just dragging in the shelf object now. I said everything in these images are in a set position already. So you know you can move it along over here if you wanted, drag it over there a bit. What next then? So next will be the 5 fruit. So I'll do 1 fruit and then I'll just duplicate and change the image. So I just did apples. And I'll drag in my apples. And because all my artist did was was export all the layers, they're all set up in a specific position to them. So I've got to consider that when I do it. So I want to duplicate this 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 different types of fruit. So I'll drag in the bananas here, then drag in the cherries, drag in the oranges, and the next one will be strawberries. So you can see, as I was trying to say, if I just get these buttons, I'll just get this one for now. In fact, yeah, I'll just get all the buttons for now. Maybe these as well. Like I said, I'm going to rearrange where they go afterwards. So I'll just turn them off here in the inspector. Like I said, right, what's this? This is the strawberries. This is the banana. No, bananas and strawberries. So make sure this is out there. There we go. So like I said about the layer as well, I'll just change the position of where they are in here, and that changes here. All I've done is I've duplicated one object and then just changed the sprite, and because, like I said, they're exported as layers, it saved the exact position of where they are and stuff like that. So I want to rename the objects here. Bananas, strawberries, cherries, and this one will be the oranges. So yeah, just to illustrate that point again, if we grab the inspector here, you can see this is the entire image. It's still at that silly size of 2048 and 1299. But there's just oranges are in this position, but then the cherries are in that position, strawberries are there, bananas are there, apples are there, sort of thing. So she's just exploited all the layers, so it's saved the positions. It kind of makes it a bit easier, but you are rendering in an entire image, like you could have just cropped them out. But it's a bit of work. What we're going to do is grab all the fruit objects, drag them along a little bit to about here, perhaps, not much. Then also, oh no, it's fine. I was going to say, because with the fence as well, you see this bit, this one line, or the one pole. Could have done with that being a separate layer, so that'd be at the front or something, but it's not that major a deal. It can be messed around with later. So another image now to bring in. Go back to images and add a UI image, and this one will be farmer, and we'll drop in the farmer standing up image there, and for the X we'll go with 2, no, we'll go with 1.5, for the Y we'll go with 2, maybe that's too big, that's way too big, 1.5 as well. I'll just drag him over here somewhere. So maybe we do want him to be a bit bigger, or smaller perhaps. Because we'll consider, like I said about the pole now, you see the pole is right behind him, so it looks like he's stood directly at the front. So you want to drag him down a bit, just to give the illusion that it'll be in front of this stuff rather than at the side. Otherwise you have to shrink him a bit to fit behind. But we can mess around with this image a bit later on and create multiple, like sort of split it up and still have it in the exact same position. Use the vertex snapping. To be fair, I could do that. No, I won't do that yet. But what you do there is basically just add all 3 images in and just change the layer. So this will be in front of the farmer, whereas still keep them all next to each other, so it just looks like the same image, stuff like that. You can change that. Oh, before I forget as well, one more image I want to add in, and this is the sign. And what this will be, it's called fresh fruit. Dragging that in. So now this is getting it before 2.5, but I want to drag it in along here. So this is where the issue now lies with how the image is sort of like this way. So what I might do is I might cut this image up because I'm changing the position of it. I mean, you could have it over here. It depends on what you wanted to do. I mean, you probably have different sprites anyway. But I want the farmer to be in front of that, so it just looks like it is in the background. I'll change it around later on. So now I want to try and suss out the image points, because if you check this out, see how it all scales. Well, it doesn't scale. I mean, with the screen, which is what you want it to do. You want it to scale with the screen rather than just say, well, that's the screen's position. So I'll have to mess around with the anchor points and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure, select them all and go over here now, set them all to be stretch. Yeah, maybe anchor like that and that, put them all in this sense. Oh, just change the position of them all, that wasn't smart. I'm just trying to see if I can just like change the pivot point of them. No, I don't know. I'll have a look around and see what I can do with that. So I also want to change that as well so it goes back. Because obviously, if you put it onto a bigger screen, you want everything to scale up. So I've clearly missed a step somewhere in terms of the scale. I don't know. I'll see what I can do about that. But yeah, so this is the basic setup here. I'm just adding all these images into here. Perhaps this is supposed to be stretch as well then, perhaps. Yes. Okay. So, now then. Right, that's where I missed a step there. Let's see if I can just drag this out a bit. This is now at 100%, so I have to mess around with this now. I have messed this up now though, because I've added on the stretch here. Oops. Right. So ideally, you don't want a game that's going to look like this, because it just looks like a bit like Chucky. So I'm going to Control Z that if I can. There we go. So I'll have a mess around now with the rectangle transform, stuff like that, and sort out the anchors, things like that. But I can do that and then just sort of fill you in a bit on the next video, because like I said, I think I missed a step. I was probably supposed to do that to the images at the beginning and then sort it out, but yeah. So this is just the sort of, what would you call it, intermission, sort of taking a break. In fact, what did we do about these now? Oh, the click button. Oh, that was fun. I was going to change the click button to be the farmer. I mean, oh dear me, why did I forget that? I haven't made any notes on this series. You see, I was just trying to sort of go with it. So I keep forgetting to do things. Whereas usually I'd make myself notes and sort of maybe just a quick couple of keywords. Say do this in this order. Make sure you don't forget that. Do this. Completely forgot. One trick I'll do. Well, not trick, but let's just say we set that back to where it was. I'll put these buttons back on just to show you now. Like, they're all in the way. One thing I keep forgetting to do is get the coin per click and the coin per second, and on the inspector in the interactable bit, just like make them not interactable. We'll do this for now, just because as it shows up, everything still works. I haven't changed anything on the game, but you see what happens now. You can still sell your fruit, go to 10, and you get 6 coins per click. La-di-da. Stuff like that. You get 20 coins per second. But you see how it jumps, by the way, as well. That's what's mentioned as well. The number jumps rather than just sort of ding, ding, ding. But I'll tell you what, maybe you'll forgive me if I sort of do that next. So I said, well, you still want to finish off the images, but I'll jump back into showing you more fun things about the. Oh, what did I just do that? I thought I just did. I just like scrunched it up for some reason. Fix yourself. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Yeah. So the next video, I'll put more scripting in again, and I'll show you how to set up the coin, make it dynamic, and put the ending, so the K for 1,000, M for 1,000,000, or you can put it to say, I don't know, you wouldn't say 1K, or you can put 1,000. You can put the word 1,000, put the word million, stuff like that, or yeah, you can put K for 1,000. I don't know. I'll show you that, because that'll be more up to something you can do. This is just messing around now to put in a bit of design to it. So since I messed that up, I might as well fix that on my own time. So yeah, if you like this video, which you probably didn't, but you know, pretend you liked it. Tell me you liked it anyway, because I like it when you like videos. Give it a thumbs up. Obviously, give it a thumbs down, because you'll probably do that. It was a bit of a waste of time, really, because I showed you how to do the images, though. That's the point, how to link the images to the UI rather than dragging in sprites. So you still did something, although I might have messed up the anchor points somewhere. If you guys know, then that's great. If you know, I'll be messing around in a minute, make sure I can set them up, because I reckon I've just missed out one key little step. So I'll just sort of give a clue, I'll let you give the solution, start of the next video or something. But yeah, so I was going to say, give us a like and subscribe to the channel because you want to, you feel compelled to, and if you don't, then I don't know. I haven't really prepared a threat, but pretend I did and just subscribe. And maybe I'll release a video with the threat of how to. Hang on, I think I pulled this joke already. Wow, sorry guys, I think I pulled that joke already. So just subscribe anyway, please. Right, I'll see you later, guys. Hey guys, so this is the part of the video that maybe a lot of people are going to miss because, as I said, about this is the end of the video, blah blah blah. I just ended the recording and then had a quick look and I just figured out what my issue was. So if you have a look now, everything goes smoothly as anything. My problem was, I told you I'd probably miss a step. For my background, I've got preserve aspect here. You need to turn that on, otherwise you're going to mess around a lot. So what I've done is I've put everything back to 1 and 1, and then preserve the aspect ratio on all of them along here and here and here. And also, if I turn all these off, I'll just go to the image here. I did mention you make sure you set things up as stretch in this one. I don't know, it didn't work because I didn't set the aspect ratio. So I've been able to save the position and stuff like that. As you can see, there is a border around the background, so you can do that. Two things that you can just stretch things a tiny bit, or I don't know, so colour picker out that colour or something. No, because it doesn't work with the green there, does it? We should have a black border around the game, something like that. Because if you click play now, normally it loads. This is sort of what we'll look for. You'll see the farmer dude, isn't behaving on his absolute most best behaviour because I haven't got him on preserve aspect ratio. So if we go to him, click preserve aspect ratio, you'll see the size of him changes a bit. So what you want to do is drop him out a bit here. So we'll drag him over here somewhere. Drag him out a bit. No, hang on. Sorry, don't do that. Change his size over here, so 0.5. I mean 0.5, 0.7 works kind of well. And change the anchor points to be roughly around the edge of his image. Be sure to do that. So, oh, come on. There we go. Right, so preserve the aspect ratio, make sure you close off his little scale box. Drag it to about where the corners are going to be, or where you want it to be in here. Let's close off the anchor point again. And just drag it up from here. Let's see, we're setting the anchor around him now, so it'll look good. You will see if you watch the shelf and the fruit and stuff, they do move across. What you want to do again, make sure you set the anchor points around them. But yeah, the bit that I missed was the preserve aspect ratio tick here. Otherwise, so take that off the flag. It changes, but then as you go along, it's actually behaving how it wants to be, how it should behave now. It's quite peculiar, to be fair. Let's go for the shelves. Yeah, they still move a bit, don't they? Okay, yeah, so what you want to do, make sure you preserve aspect ratio on, save for the top flag. So that's the step that I'd missed. So make sure everything is on stretch on your rectangle transform and your anchor points are set to the corners of your canvas image setup. And that's that. So yeah, if you did catch the end of this video, great. If not, then I apologise, but you won't be able to know that I've apologised because you missed it. So yeah. Anyway, so I'll catch you in the next video now. I'm going to get back to our script in a bit, and we'll set up our scrolling upgrades, stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for watching this extra bit if you did.